Hey everyone, and welcome to the first official episode of the Booked and Paid Speaker Blueprint. I'm excited to have you here, and I'm excited for this show. I've been coaching speakers since 2017, and I've been speaking since 2009. I've been a master resilience speaker since 2014, and I became a certified John Maxwell speaker in 2015. I started out my speaking career in the US Air Force as a drill instructor. And in 2009, I thought, what did I get myself into? Not only are drill instructors scary people, the way that they deliver a message, the way that they scream at you, their messaging, their languaging was something that I never thought that I would achieve. From 2009 to 2013, I loved speaking, training, coaching, mentoring. Left that in 2013 and learned the power of public speaking. I became a certified master resilience speaker in 2014, and I led the Air Force resilience program until 2019. This opportunity that you have as a speaker is unlike anything else. And what I'm going to teach you in episode one is about the foundation, not the foundation of speaking. That comes with reps. I want to teach you the foundation, the business side of speaking. And part of the book to paid speaker blueprint is about the foundations of speaker business. So the first question that I always ask is, what do you want to be known for? What's the problem that you solve? I also teach something called category design. And in category design, you create and dominate your own market category. How do we do this? You have to niche down. That's usually the first place that you start, but you identify the problem that you solve. What's the exact problem that you can go into a company, a school, an organization, an association? Where are the problems or the gaps in the market that you can fill and say, I can speak to that? Most speakers fail because they say something like this: put me on stage, man. I can talk about anything. I'll do some research, put me on stage. I'll just talk about it. Well, no, you can't do that. What happens is if you try to speak to everyone, you speak to no one. There was a TEDx Raleigh event, and I was working with a client. So, what I do is I work with people to build their TEDx talk and then get it approved for a TEDx stage. So we're applying to a couple talks, and they said, man, I don't care which one it is. I'm like, well, you can't speak to TEDx Raleigh because you're not able to speak on that particular theme, on that particular topic. He said, oh, no, I can speak on anything. The theme was women's reproductive health. And he says, no, trust me, man, if I do enough research, I'll be able to speak. I'm like, dude, you're not a woman and you're not a medical doctor. You're not even a reproductive health doctor. You have no medical training. You can't speak to this. So you can't speak to it if you have no knowledge, if you haven't had a degree, if it's not your profession. What I speak about is resilience, leadership, team building, team performance, and business positioning strategies. Now, the business positioning strategies will come from category design and the businesses that I've built over the last 20 plus years. You can't speak to everyone, so you have to niche down, but you have to speak to the problem that you solve. If you as a speaker go in and you want to rah, rah, rah everybody, that's great. That's perfect. Awesome. Do that. But you're going to limit yourself because you can be an opening speaker to a conference, or you can go to a pep rally at a school. But who pays for that? When I talk to a lot of event planners, they're looking for something specific. They're looking for someone to come in and give leadership knowledge to their middle managers, supervisors, to their leaders. You can read every leadership book on the planet, but you have to know how to execute those leadership strategies. And so dig into your world of experience that you bring to the table. Be your own story. It could be your own framework of, I had to pivot this way, or I had to reinvent myself this way, or I had to become resilient this way. You need to dig in to your world experience and speak from that. That's the foundation of every speaker. It's not just going into a corporation and going, next slide. Death by PowerPoint speakers are quickly going away. And the difference between a keynote speaker and a trainer that comes in with slides, thousands of dollars. The death by PowerPoint speakers aren't getting booked like before. Since the pandemic, companies and associations have really narrowed down and focused in on exactly what they want. So now you have to have essential elements to stand out in your speaker brand. It's the problem that you solve, it's what you want to be known for, and it's your delivery style. You could be a motivational speaker, or you could be a keynote speaker who speaks in a motivational style. There's millions of motivational speakers out there. There's millions of inspirational speakers. There's millions of transformational speakers. But what are you really? Are you a resilience trainer or are you a master resilient speaker like I am? I created that. So if I see someone else with a master resilient speaker title, they probably took it from me. I created that, just like a business positioning strategist. I created that. Tony Robbins is considered the #1 motivational speaker on the planet, but not even he considers himself a motivational speaker. In 2022, he started calling himself a master life strategist. His category of speaking. That's what he wants to be known for. So here's how it goes. Create the niche, create the problem that only you can solve, and then monetize that problem. People buy their way out of problems. They don't buy into solutions. You can look on Facebook and everybody's got something to sell, but what problem is it solving? People buy their way out of problems. They don't buy into solutions. So, what I want you to know and understand is that you have to be known for something as a speaker. Are you going to bring in a general contractor to do all of the work in your house? Or are you going to bring in a tile guy for your bathroom? Are you going to bring in a cabinet guy for your kitchen cabinets? Are you going to bring in a carpet guy for your carpet? Are you going to bring in a drywall guy for your drywall? The general contractor kind of knows how to do everything. He's more of the project management guy. But the tile guy isn't going to put in cabinets. He's going to wait till the cabinets are in and he's going to put the backsplash over the top of the cabinets. Or the countertop guy is going to come in and he's going to wait until the cabinets come in so he can put the countertops on. But the countertop guy's not going to help the carpet guy put the carpet in. He's a countertop guy. You need to be known for one thing. And when you make $100,000 from that one thing, then you can give yourself permission to do another thing. I created, with the help of the Air Force team and the Army team, to go to the University of Pennsylvania and listen to their resilience course that they have. We brought it back to the Air Force. And between the Army and the Air Force teams, we created the Master Resilience Training Program, the MRT program. We did that in 2013. I certified in 2014, and I led that program from 2015 to 2019. I can speak to mental, social, emotional, and spiritual resilience skills. I go into companies to talk about building resilient leaders, to building resilient organizations. I'm a certified John Maxwell leadership speaker. I can speak to any one of John Maxwell's books, trainings, any of that. I also spent 20 plus years in the Air Force, and I've lived, worked, and led teams all around the world. When I'm talking to event planners, I tell them I've lived, worked, and led teams all over the world. I have real world experience of leading teams, especially in the military. I've built 4 businesses while serving in the military. I have business experience. I've led teams inside of businesses. You need to be known for something. So when I speak only on resilience, leadership, team building, team performance, and business positioning strategies. specifically category design and how to position podcasts. But my framework is category design. I don't speak about how to create associations. I don't talk about financial planning. I don't talk about budgeting. I don't talk about estates. I don't talk about taxes. I don't talk about anything else. I draw from my real world experience. That makes you a fantastic speaker. So when you need to figure out what it is that you want to be known for, what it is that you want to speak about, draw on that real world experience. Draw on what you want to be known for. And if you have to do a ton of research, then do a ton of research. You should be the foremost expert on your topic anyways. I'm always researching new resilience studies, new leadership information. My first TEDx talk in 2017 was on hacking your brain for success. And it was real world positive psychology research studies known to make a person more resilient. And I cited those inside of that talk. My third TEDx talk was on why identity matters and stopping veteran suicide. I have real world experience dealing with suicide. I was a suicide awareness trainer in the Air Force, and I battled my own suicide. And so I draw on my real world experience. Nobody else can experience human life like you can. We're all living in the same moment, but we're all having a very different experience. So do that. Draw on your experiences, pick one topic and speak on that one topic very, very well. And when you make $100,000 from that topic, another one. Or you can morph. I talk about building resilient leaders in organizations. It's a resilience talk combined with leadership principles. It's my own framework that I used inside of my leadership knowledge and from my resilience knowledge and building businesses. So I've combined resilience, leadership, and business positioning all in one topic. I speak a lot to this topic inside of corporate. Another foundation that you need to have is your marketing toolkit, your website. You do not need a one sheet. Everybody's like, yeah, I have a one sheet. Please. I've never, ever had a one sheet since I've been a professional speaker, ever. I've never had a one sheet. I've also never been asked for a one sheet. What event planners need is a speaker reel and a website. And in episode 2, I'm going to show you exactly what you need on your website, speaker reel, and the fact that you don't need a one sheet. If any of this was helpful, please let me know. Share out this episode. Find me on social media. The links will be in the show notes. Please let me know if there's something that you want covered in this podcast. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. And if you're on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, share this out, and keep joining us every week so that you can get booked and paid to speak.